Indeed. Thank you, Decoy Monkey 637, and for really, thank you for joining us.
Resubscription confirmed. Automatically relay.
Thank you, guys. Energy inside. We can stream snipe. The only time, like, someone of, like, higher masters or GM could benefit from stream sniping because they can recognize a build, but anyone stream sniping below that level, unless I'm doing, like, the proxy battlecruiser rush that I'm doing right now, they're just gonna hurt themselves. So. Did he proxy that? Yes. He has a proxy gate. Like, there's no way there could be two stalkers there without one. Need to get an orbital. The orbital is your insurance policy.
Command center upgrade complete.
Yeah, he can't come up there.
Add-on complete.
Let's go down. Like, I want to scan his nap, but I already know he has it, so is there a point in doing that? I think it's better to just get another mule.
Research complete. Add-on complete.
So where did he put the gate? No. Two gates. Did I get him? Oh, I unhotkeyed my orbitals, that's why.
Your forces are under attack.
Is that a Dark Templar? No.
Upgrade. Research complete.
I have a little bit of forewarning. Can I even fight that? He has no upgrades. Does he have charge? He doesn't.
Command center upgrade complete.
So you know how you check? You know how you check if they have charge, if they're not moving? I clicked on it, and I hovered over move speed. If the move speed is yellow, that means it's been changed as an upgraded. So even though he wasn't moving, I just hover over the move speed, and you can tell if he has charge or not. Same thing for like roach speed. Stuff like that. And I could see the observer moving. Here's another trick, by the way. You know how to make observers pop? It's like, well, you can see the observer if you're looking close, but if you're moving around. But if you quick zoom in and zoom out, it makes the observer look like it's moving, even if it doesn't. Yeah, there you go. That works for all cloaked units and such. So. Where do you enable enemy unit selection? Oh, my sweet summer child. Use the settings command, and also in gameplay settings. Oh my. So, you know what? I've been debating doing this. I always thought it was a little... I played the game, now I'm gonna commentate the game. So I'm already setting up my barracks in a position to leave a reactor. I shouldn't do that build on 16-bit because I can't deny the natural. Yeah, that's not a... That's... In general, that's a pretty mediocre build because one bunker counters it. I'm filling time, alright? I want you guys to get the commentary. This is why you watch, okay? You don't watch because I'm the best player or the most handsome. Well, but because I talk a lot and I'm on all the time, mostly. And also the music. So enjoy Strobe, a remix of Strobe, while I talk about leaving space for a reactor. And I decide because it's 16-bit, I'll just get an SCV scout, see if you're expanding. And honestly, I was caught off guard. I thought it was going to be an X, but I just thought it was a mistimed one. But on 16-bit, you can take the back base. It's no problem. Come in, see a wall off, a cyber core already on the way, which means it's not an expansion right off the bat. But the second gas isn't super quick, as in the second gas isn't mining when the cyber core finishes. What that means is they're not going to have enough gas to immediately go for tech, like a proxy Stargate or something like that. So it did seem like the second pylon was an okay timing. It wasn't. There was a pylon and 2 gates over here. But I'll be honest, I just assumed he was bad. I was like, well, he fucked up the expansion and his pylons. That was the assumption I was making. But then, as soon as I see 2 stalkers there and nothing, they didn't come from my his base. All right, I already knew that. So I already know I'm dealing with a proxy gate situation. But since he had that gas earlier, I know it's not gonna have a bunch of tech. Like it's not gonna have blink behind or anything. So really, all I need is a bunker, and the bunker. Once the bunker gets up, you're fine. And then I can go into stim and tanks and whatever, like a standard. But at this point, I feel like I'm probably ahead on workers. Eventually, there's going to be an expo. I scan, I see the probes transferring down. But. Thank you, FFT Private.
We're all here for the fine face of yours. And SC2, of course.
And then I saw the robo timing as well. How is there a Masters? Oh, we're in a Masters tournament. Okay, I didn't even realize. But I'm only 3,500 MMR, and all these players are so good. All right, weirdo. Can I get some W's? Can I get some dirty esports money? Thank you, FFT Private. I'm honestly surprised there are this many players. What is it, like 8 a.m. in the beautiful country of Europe right now? So, good morning. Give or take an hour or two. Did he even notice I came down for it? If he didn't, I might get him to put a pylon down. Not that that's gonna slow much down, but he can always cancel it. He should cancel it. Making a zealot. Because what else would that be, right? I'm building wings from this base and drones from this one because I don't want drones to have to transfer. Ideally. Another overlord. We're gonna go back down and take a look for the tech down here. think I might get him. Nah, not quite. Did he build it down here? No, we see the Stargate. Immediate twilight behind. Super important to note. There. Oh, he's just getting a third? I could make Lings to cancel that because he has no gates. Is that a Phoenix? You can see it building. Okay, 58 drones. We're gonna get these gases. And start really pumping roaches. Honestly, I might be a little late on it. We could have a bunch of adepts or something coming by. I'm making a couple Lings to be able to trigger stasis wards. How long I'm +1 in speed? We're getting there. This is a brick timing. We're looking to, before he gets like a robo and such online, let's hit him. And ideally knock him out. Slam him. We're gonna get the Hydra Den, but gonna expand to the middle base. Where are the queens that are supposed to be injecting these things? Does he have any units? He tried to go straight to Templar. That does not work. Also, his Archons can't get through because they're too fat. So, I think I'm pretty sure I'm gonna look at his cam. Does he see the drone go by? He does. He just sees it goes... Yeah, he sees it go to the third. It's gone? Okay, you know. But I just take the third, like... I think maybe... I bring another drone down. One, because maybe he'll bite and chase the first drone. And two... And two, if I force him to make the pylon anyways, like, maybe he won't make the pylon, or maybe he'll lose the probe. But I've got to keep him a little honest, so I just bring the second one down. My first Overlord's going directly towards the other base. I can send this one in, this will see a Stargate or whatever, unless he builds a Stalker first. Maybe like, well, if he just builds a Stalker first, he'll kill the OV. Well, then I just got the information. He's not going for an Adept, he spent the extra gas, and he's probably trying to hide something. Because it's the only time you go Stalker first is to kill the OV. So he doesn't go Stalker first, but I actually get the information with the first OV that he's going for a Zealot. When he's going for a Zealot, he's investing more in stuff that isn't tech, essentially. So in not having tech, I felt comfortable. I can get 50 drones. Well, actually, he went from having no tech to having, like, all the tech. The second Overlord was chilling at my net, just to see if he's doing anything weird there. It would usually be there to check for cannon rush, but I had to expand in my third, so I wasn't really worried about that. Bring the next drone down, even before the pool finishes, because I have the money, because I ended up getting my pool a little late. But I see the Zealot producing, and he's expanding, so there's not proxies, there's not shenanigans afoot. And then the Overlord, now I'm going to go look for a second pylon, because you can only build buildings in a power field. I learned that one a while ago. So I need to find where the second pylon is, because either his tech is going to be there or at his other pylon. So I can really narrow it down, and if it's not there, it's not because he forgot it. It's somewhere else. It's on the map, and then I start looking with Zerglings. But I get into the main, I see there are no buildings at this pylon. So where are they? And there's no Stalker killing me. So do you just build it at the other base? I look at the entire power field, bring the Overlord back, and if there's no Stalker killing me, then he's probably built an Adept. So I have Lings to deal with the Adept. Surprise. I actually didn't have my second Overlord quite in position to see this moving out, but he might have sent it to the left side. But dodged one of the hits with the drone going into the extractor. I probably could have microed that a little better. But check the other power field. And he's building a Stargate. Because you don't wait that long to get your tech out. You have to build your tech as a Protoss, so he had to build it somewhere. Well, I see a Stalker, I see two Adepts. And he doesn't have the gases at the net. Not that he would get him that quick. Getting in with the Zerglings is a win. It's not a big deal, but it's really annoying for him. And now this is the big scout. Because my intent before this, the reason I was getting the Evo chamber, because I was like, he might make a couple, he might like make 3 gate and then go into Robo or something. And I was going to get a bunch of +1 Lings and just flood a third. But then I see the Twilight, and the Twilight is so quick, and he doesn't have a Robo, and he doesn't have the gases at the net, so that's almost certainly glaive to death. So instead of going for the +1 melee, I'm kind of like, it looks like he actually went for charge. I never saw any charge last, so... But then I see him go for the third, so if he's got a Twilight that quick, he's already invested in Oracle, and he's going for a third. You got no units. You got no units. Alright? Because he literally only has 1 gate and 1 Stargate. Those are the only things he can attack me with. So I've got another minute or two here before any units come across, so now we're building drones. Getting Lair, Roach, and then I'm lining up, because I know he's going to invest some in the Stargate. I see he doesn't have a gas up there, which means he's just not going to have that many units for a while. I was looking to see if he had a Robo, ideally, but that third base means I can go up to usually 54 or 56 drones is pretty comfortable if you see the third that quick before additional gateways. If he added additional gateways, I would probably stop around 42 or 44 and make like 6 or 7 roaches, because there's like if he had added the gates before the Nexus as opposed to the other way around, or like significantly before, I need to make sure I have enough units to not get caught off guard by like 9 Adept shading into my base and a couple Oracles. But since he went straight for the third, straight for the Twilight, 2 Oracles, we're shooting up to like 55, 56, and then Now you see, his tech is on the way. He just finished a third, but he has 3 gates. He's just starting a Robo, just starting a Templar Archives. Those have not kicked in yet, while I'm already pumping out roaches. Like, I've already finished my tech, and I'm beginning production. He's beginning production. He's a step behind. So I have a window here, if I don't lose a bunch of drones, to just slam him with roaches. And I'm thinking, okay, if he went for a Twilight, and he went for a third, and he went for a Stargate, and he doesn't have the gas, he doesn't have many Immortals. So the 2 options are he made Void Rays, which would be kind of dumb, but it would work in defending, and then I just get a 4th base, and I get 70 drones and make Hydras, because Void Rays are expensive and they slow down everything else. But if he's got ground units, and it looks like you see he's going double Forge, I don't know this, but this is based on calculated assumptions. Like, if you're taking a third that early, you're probably not going to rely on Void Rays to defend it. I already saw you were getting the Twilight. That would be dumb. So. And then I see the Adept Shadian. I thought they had Glaze. I didn't check. Apparently he got charged, which was just kind of silly. But I have speed. I have +1. I've reached maximum potential right now. Let's go. Honestly, I probably should have gone a little earlier, but I get supply blocked here. And killing all those. 1, that confirms he's going to ground. I get the Hydra done just in case there's something I need later. Maybe like lurkers, but I'm already pretty confident I can do big damage. Probably kill the 3rd at least. Seeing he had no units production, why did you decide to macro up instead of killing him right away? Well, I mean, there's nothing I can do to kill him right away reliably. Like, he can maybe get a couple Oracles. Or, like, with some really good defense, there's no reason to just make a bunch of roaches and only have 40 drones. As a Zerg, I can use Larva Inject and use that Larva production to boost my economy up, and then before he catches up, get a wave of units. And the big risk when you're doing that, it is not being too slow about it. It's that he could attack you and kill you while you're boosting up. But I already got all the information I needed to know I could do that, and that's a higher percentage play than trying to just kill him. Why not connect the creep from the main to the net? Because I forgot and I'm lazy. I hope. Do you guys like the post-game commentary? I always feel like it's kind of redundant, but then I realized most of the things I was saying there, I was saying in my head without not out loud, because I'm playing the game. Like, those are... I don't think about it like quite like that, but that's what's going on in my head, which I don't have time to say out loud. That always throws me off, that response. Lost on my own. Looking for proxies there. I love that little piano bit. I'm a sucker for piano, drum, and bass. Is he actually just... Is this a 2-on-1? I shouldn't have lost that Obi without a replacement. It's kind of an odd timing. I didn't see a second Rex, but I think it's out there. Kind of a weird amount of Marines. Double NG bag tells me a lot of how much space I have. How many drones? 46. I mean, we got to 50 here with very little contest. Literally no contest. Two creep tumors close to each other spread almost twice as fast as one. But the creep spread, like this used to matter more when creep spread slower. Doesn't matter as much now. That's why we have those there.
Don't even
He doesn't have a third, so like my focus should be on units. If there's no third. Upgrades, 1-1. We have 73 drones. This is the classic diamond play of I'm way too scared to move out, so I will only ever move out with medevacs. Which is not great in the long run. And we made a lot of Marines, but barely any tanks. I mean, so there's a lot of things. I think I can stop talking about the 6-minute mark of the game. After the double drop doesn't really happen, I'm in a very comfortable position. But yeah, 17, 17, 17 is the bread and butter. Hatch, gas, pool. And if you time it out like that, right as the pool finishes, you'll have right around 100 gas. And pull a couple drones off. That's one of those little details, by the way. Individually pulling drones into and out of gas. Like, one of those things that I never thought I would be good enough to care about. But now it's like a pretty common thing for all Masters Plus players. Like, thank you, FFT Private, for giving the gift of Winter to Maxi Bear 321 as well. Thank you for that. But my first Overlord is going towards... In ZVT, you usually want to have one Overlord on a pervert pillar, as Pig calls it. That is, on many maps you will find a high ground near your opponent's base, where since Terran doesn't really have until a Viking, until a starport finishes, they don't have any way to kill it. So just being right here, I can see whatever's coming out of his base, if he's expanding, whether the wall is set up, what's in the wall, what units he's building, stuff like that. My second Overlord actually goes over to the left side, because if you're going to proxy Rex, here I would have seen it with the first Overlord. And if you go way too far to the side, then it's too far away anyways. On the left side, I send the Overlord through, and then if you send an Overlord towards the proxy location, then you send it towards the main, it'll usually get there right around 3:30, and that's when they've committed to their build. Whether they're going for multiple racks, for a double drop, they're going for a 1-1-1, they're going into an armory, Tech Lab Starport. Right between 3 and 4 minutes is when the Terran is making those decisions that you want to have the information for. Well, here's what the Overlord looks like to him. Let me show you as... he can actually see it. It's not in a perfect position. I can adjust it a little bit when I see Marines hitting it. Shouldn't be a big deal, but it's not actually in the exact right spot, but it's close enough. I actually adjusted it a bit there. It's actually designed into maps, so Zerg has an option for scouting without having to get... And now you see 335, the Overlord coming into the base. So the way I do my creep spread, I don't think it's the most efficient. There's a couple options. The quick option, I have my creep queens on 2. On the 2 control group. And usually they're towards the front of the creep. So whenever I think I need to creep, or I want to spread more, I double tap the 2, and that'll bring me to my creep queens, who are usually on the edge of wherever I'm trying to spread my creep the most, and that's the quickest way, because I don't even have to like move to the minimap or anything, just double tap the 2, and then you jump to the queens, you're on your creep. I also just use the camera, I just click on the minimap, but that takes a little bit more time. Here I saw the Marines come up, for a split second to kill the OV, so I went in and killed a mule. Like, that's not a big deal. But from here, like, I see the Marine count, I see there are no Hellions, so I'm already expecting a double drop. So my intent is to get +1 Carapace on my Zerglings, and usually the time a double drop hits, now it seemed like he was a little bit off, but it can hit between 5 and 515. That's if you're doing it perfect. 16 Marines and Stim. So I'm already feeling a little concerned. I mean, I have a lot of queens, but then I see the double. Like, if I didn't see those NG bays, I would be just spamming Zerglings. But the NG bays are too early. He can't quite have the drop behind it as quick. I don't know. Did he only have 1 barracks or something? He had 2 barracks, but he didn't really consistently produce Marines. So, now that's the thing. Like, the double medevac drop is good at a certain time, at a certain window. But once they get creep spread way out past their bases, once they get any upgrades, once 6 or 7 queens, like, at that point, the double drop loses a lot of its effectiveness because you just can't get the damage done. Yeah, there, I see the double drop. It's on the other side of the map. That confirms my suspicions. I was able to get to 48 drones, and now I'm just making, pretty much at this point, I'm making units until I feel like I can completely crush any drop, and then I'll go back to droning. Like, 16, we're talking 30+ lings here. Because my job, when you're doing a double drop as Terran, you delay your third base. Your third base does not come up for a while. So what's my priority is not to get a better economy, but to make sure that I'm stable and I don't, like, my third base isn't under threat. I might not have the greatest drone count, but I have 3 bases, so I want to hold on to them as strongly as possible. And then I'll work into the lair tech, and as the lair tech is kicking in, you can work on more economy. I spread the lings here. I'm just looking. If there's darkness, I want to bring it to light. Like, there are parts of the map on the other side of the map that I can't see, and drops usually don't come right down the center, right? They go off to the side, so I'm looking for a third, I'm looking for the medevacs. I kind of got a little bit of both there. But just seeing that, and now you can kind of see the supply as well. Like, he is well past the window where this double drop is going to be a real threat. We are well past that. I've already got lair tech on the way. We got Hydra and Baneling speed. I got creep spread. I got a 4th. I've got +1 Carapace done. I am looking a little bit more. But at this point, my objective is no longer to defend. It's to potentially line up, like I want to go to 70 drones and then Hydraling Bane attack. That's the objective. Like, I'm going to try to get to 70, 75 drones, and then 4 bases, 5 hatcheries, just keep wailing on them. And then behind that, you can tech up the hive and all that. But there's no reason, if I have this production lead and I have this tech, the strength of Hydraling Bane is just, it's overwhelming power. So many Banelings come rolling in, so many Hydras behind. You just, as Terran, if you didn't keep up with your macro, you're just gonna get run over. So. And then from here, like, I already see there's not a third, so all I need to do is build units. 70 drones, 4 hatches. You can see the supply. Honestly, up until about this point in the game, Terran should be close to even. In like higher level games, Terran will usually be about even with the Zerg. It's just the danger of Banelings. But if they're down 50 supply, that's really bad. Like the creep is a multiplier as well. Etc. etc. Yeah, I mean, having 2 or 3 more tanks wouldn't have changed the outcome. Might have delayed it a little, but 5 might have. 5 tanks might have. Which isn't unrealistic. I undermake tanks as Terran as well. Tanks are really good. Whenever I play Zerg, I'm like, wow, tanks are amazing. Whenever I play Terran, I'm like, well, tanks are useless. And I hate them, and I never build them. What is with the 16-bit and Redshift have been like well over half of my day. I think 2/3 of my games have been on it. Do some Protoss teaching. I'm at the whims of the random gods. Alright, if they choose Terran, they choose Terran. I have no control over them. And they choose Terran a lot. That pylon scout.
Base is under attack.
He's semi-walling. He has an expo. That cyber should be more done if he didn't.
Command center upgrade complete.
Where's his second pylon?
Your forces are under attack.
What? Should do a tank push, but I've already kind of, that ship has kind of sailed. Why do you like me so much? No, 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 no. As long as I don't lose it, I think I'm in a good spot. So his tech pretty much has to be built near the front because I scouted both pylons. Robo.
Command center.
He really does not like Reapers. That is the impression I'm getting here. I'm a little late on the starport here.
Your forces are under attack.
Challenge me, I'll stay by your side. Enjoy your blade, 'cause I'm not gonna hide. I know you. I know you.
Hey everybody.
Been through to my heart.
He went Robo Stargate. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna drop 2 medevacs of Stim Marine Marauder and win the game.
So don't talk, just
Because you can't just do all that. You can't just go Robo and Stargate. You're not... And if you're gonna do that, you start with the Stargate, and you're also Rotterdam. Those are the only options.
Your forces are under attack.
How's all this out here?
Add-on complete. Your forces
Oh my god, he got it. That means now 2 more units are not where they should be.
research.
I love how often, like how willing he's been to just pull the probes. Is that even worth going over? Like, all that happened, I got a scout in. Oh, he also had a third. He tried to go Twilight, Robo, and Stargate, and Forge, and third base. He had 1 gateway. That is not enough gateway. You can't have it all. All right. The only way you can maybe even attempt to have it all is if you open Stargate, because Stargate gives you map control. It can force the Terran to stay at home. Like if you're building Phoenixes or Oracles, then they have to commit some to defense. But if you open Robo and then get a Stargate and a Twilight, you don't have enough money to get Robo units, and you don't have any units. And there's nothing stopping me from just killing you. So, like, he built the full tech tree, but he didn't have any meat to it. So you can't, just because you're on a map where it's like, I get a free base. Calm down. Simmer down. Let's not pretend. I don't wanna waste your time. Will I ever not sing this same song? I don't wanna waste your time. I don't wanna waste your time. That's not the time. I'm just gonna do the clones, guys. It's not the time. I don't wanna waste your time. I don't wanna waste your time. That's not the time. So with this build, which I actually have a build order guide for this. I really should just do more of that. I know. Maybe some of these like little breakdown things. I always try to raise the bar, right? Like every guide I make has to be better than the last. Every build order, every commentary. And if it's like almost as good or as good, I'm always reluctant, like, this wasn't better, so should I actually put it up? Like, I really need to just put some more up, I think. Just take it in. So, it's very important. It's already a little greedy to put the Reaper right here, but I have the high ground. That is the most dangerous part of the build is right now. Because if he proxy Reapered, I might just die. That would hurt very bad. And two, if he just opens 2 Reaper and I lose the first one and buy no time with it, then I'm in a terrible spot. So we're gonna move this over to where we can maybe block a high ground a little. It's not a real concern, but I mean anything to slow down and scout any Reapers sneaking in. And then engineering bay. Now I'm going to scout with the Reaper because I'm going to have clones.
Command center upgrade complete.
I've rebound my Cyclone hotkey to Q, by the way. Same with Immortals, because N and I are way over on the other side of the keyboard. So.
Your forces are under attack.
I assume that's his first expo, but I also see he has a tech lab. The thing is, there could also be Coke Banshees here, so like, I am gonna build. If he hasn't landed his command center yet, then I'm just gonna sit back. But we'll see. Then I can just take a third. But I need to make the allowance that there could be bait. I'm gonna poke. Oh, Liberator. Ooh. interesting. I should be able to finish it. One Cyclone Lock does not kill a Liberator, fun fact. Or not so fun fact, depending on who you are. Can I kill the tank? I will trade a clone for a tank. That is a very good trade for me. There's probably another Liberator, and I think he proxied the factory. The question is where? Where do you think this SCV came from? Right here? Or was it to the left side? The Liberator came in from this angle, so I think he proxied it. Over there. We're gonna find out in a sec.
Your forces
I could also be reading into it too much, and he might just have it in his main, because it was kind of late. No, it's out there. There it is. Yeah, it's out there. But who the fuck does that? Alright. So now I'm going into mech. I've seen some people have been going into bio. At this point in the game, at like this stage, after like 6 Cyclones. But I'm more comfortable with the mech. I play both. I try to take this tank out. Like right now, I'm trying to catch him while he's transitioning. Is the summary. Looks like we're being successful. There's a tank on the high ground, but I can force him away from... Like, killing those SCVs and forcing this base to lift is already pretty close to GG. So... I could maybe press the issue with some fancy micro, but there's no reason to do so. Now I can just build more of the same units. Yeah, he already has a siege. Oh, but his targeting was pretty poor. I have a dream. So we're getting Vikings for air control. I'm gonna get a sensor tower. +1. I mean, I can probably press the issue. I'd like to have more than one tank. I'm gonna have a supply depot out here. Couple tanks. I mean, we can break it. He tried to take a third. Oh, that one Thor really gonna screw things up for me there. And you get Blue Flame? Honestly, I didn't really need Blue Flame. I probably, in like a close game, I wouldn't have got it, because Blue Flame, the only really use it has is killing workers, and this wasn't a lot of the time, it's not worth it over getting like another tank or another upgrade. But this was kind of like, I'm way ahead, so I'll just get whatever. I feel like we don't need to go over that one. I feel like I did a pretty good job of explaining what and why things were happening as compared to some games. But yeah, I'm getting my second gas before the depot, reactive for the depot. But I do have a build order guide on this. Well, pretty much this exact build, the Reactor Cyclone Expand. I like it because it can counter most aggressive builds and still keep up an economy with people who are actually expanding. So, because like 4 or 6 Cyclones are super dangerous at most times in the game before the 10-minute mark. Why am I still looking at this? Like I already know what happened. Do you think you play better when commentating like this? Because it helps you keep track of everything better? No, I don't play better. You might be like, it seems like you're playing better. One, because it's more engaging for you, because you're watching and listening. And two, I'm playing against Diamond 3. Everything I do is going to look godlike. But I definitely play noticeably worse. If I try to do this while playing like Master 1, I'd probably lose 70% of my games. But I mean, there's a time and a place, right? What do you guys want to see? I'll be right back. We'll ask the same question again. We've moved the needle very slightly. Touch to close, one touch. Close. Down on my own. Oh, by the way, an announcement. If you subscribe today with Twitch Prime, I will get more money. Thank you. Never felt like this before. So ZVP, I think a lot of Zergs, the biggest mistake Zergs make at the lower levels. Thank you, Mooney 3. Give him some W's. But I think the biggest diamond level mistake, and obviously it's just a smaller one than lower levels. That's kind of how StarCraft works. There's no league-based mistakes, but the most common one is still kind of mismanaging droning and making army. A lot of players will be like, oh, he's going Stargate, and they've seen Stargate 50 times before, but they'll still, as soon as they see the Stargate, it's half done. Throw down 3 spore crawlers in each of their mineral lines, like 3 total spores. Like, you don't need those spore crawlers for another minute, but you just killed 3 drones and spent the money for more drones after that. Like, that's a very common one. Or the tunnel vision, of course. Like, I've got Zerglings in his base, and this is all that matters right now. 700 minerals. Supply block. So those are the pitfalls.
Resubscription.
Thank you, Gamo9.
Automatically relaying. Thanks.
Thank you.
13 months ago, I made the difference smile.
I just still enjoy it. See what's happening up here. Oh, wait. There's no wall at the front. I will just send the Ovian. That is not a good wall. I use camera locations for injects, like such. F2, F3, F4. And that's a Twilight Council.
Resubscription confirmed. Automatically relaying.
Thank you, Avishai 4, for that sub. So this is what I'm talking about, like this timing. This is when I need to get enough drones to have a healthy economy, because a 2-phase Protoss actually, like... This is either Charge or Glaives, by the way. There's only one gas. So. And he just got a Stalker, so... Like, I'm going to be aiming for about 42 drones. Is the plan. So I'm going to overshoot, and then I'll probably be building some buildings to pull back. We're going to get the lair for detection, and also for roach speed. And now I'm building enough lings, mostly to scout, and going up to 3 gas. Making sure I have the Ovies. A little bit spread. Oh, that is a high ground, nice. Making some roaches, but it can't be blink, or at least it can't be blink realistically, because he only had 1 gas. So, okay. He's got 2 adepts there. He keeps building adepts. There's a robo. There's a lot of gates. And yeah, it's glaive adepts. So I'm gonna have my Ovies spread the creep. I'm gonna put this down here. I droned a little more because I saw his warp gates were on the later side. A little adepts. but roaches are quite a counter. Do you use skins? Any disadvantage? I mean, like, some of the units look different. I usually use skins. I'm not in an account that owns many skins right now. But on my main account, I own everything there is to own in StarCraft 2. Every skin, every collector's edition, every announcer, including the Russian, the Chinese, and the Korean ones. Every commander, everything. I've also given out approximately 400 or 500 copies of StarCraft 2 before it became free-to-play, but that was a while ago now, so... What is the name of your main account? Winter. We have nearly enough units to deal with them. He has charge, but the one thing I don't have are like +1. Actually, I'd like to have a few Ravagers with this, but like this was a good move, by the way. But I should have enough power to just beat down. I mean, the War Prism makes a lot of sense, but he didn't even have a wall at the front. We need to build a wall. So the summary is, I saw he didn't have a second gas in the main, but I saw he was expanding, so that limits his options. He has a Twilight, he doesn't have a second gas, so he's either going Charge or Glaives, or he just doesn't have money. Those are the three options. So I went to about 42 drones, started making roaches, saw I had a little bit more space after that. Went to about 50 drones, and then just roach speed. I gotta admit, the base trade Ling is so good. That's my favorite Zergling emote. The suspicious Ling. I've got the most generic one. Thank you for explaining your reasoning, LOL. You know, I think you didn't laugh out loud. I think you weren't laughing. I think you were making a legitimate statement and trying to take away from the seriousness by typing LOL at the end. I'll probably do the Cyclones again. He queued up. He's stream sniping. If he didn't want to, if he wants to face me, and then it feels a little hypocritical to stream snipe and then complain that you found the game. But that's okay. Can you do the Cyclone build against every race? Not nearly as great against Zerg. Protoss also has its weaknesses. It's best against Terran, but I mean you could.
Your shadows casting another silhouette. I don't like what is hiding. There's new days
Days ahead now.
I'm gonna live what I
stop. We won't stop trying. So Friday night StarCraft is going to be pretty intense tomorrow night because the GSL finals start at 4 a.m. Eastern time. Which means 30 minutes from now, tomorrow night, are the GSL finals. I am going to be so not sober at that point. Should be a fun one. With Maru dunking on Zest, by the way. That's what's going to happen. Maru keeps ruining it for all the Terrans. I forget which Terran I was talking to. I think it was Kawaiian at Storm Cup. But the consensus is that Maru keeps ruining it for all Terrans by being so good. And getting Terran units nerfed and such. Fucking Maru. You know how Byung got the Reaper nerfed? Maru just gets Terran nerfed, and it doesn't matter because he still wins. At some point, they'll have to remove it to stop Maru. Alright, if Maru wins, if you guys haven't read the write-up on Team Liquid, if somebody could link the Team Liquid article about Maru versus Zest, you guys should check it out. Well written. But this will be the first time, if Maru wins, it's the first time in 7 years that anyone has won a back-to-back GSL championship. 7 years. Since Nestea. You remember that name? Who do you think would win, Cyril versus Maru? Maru is the best player in the world. I think Cyril is in the top 5, maybe number 5. But, like, that's not a real question. Like, nobody beats Maru. Are you coming to Home Story Cup? I am not going to Home Story Cup, but I will be going to Gamescom 2018 in Germany in August. So, mein deutsche friends. Yeah, I got kind of lazy because I knew I already won. Is what was happening there, to be honest. Do you plan some fan meetup? Well, like last year, I'm gonna be in the Starcraft area of the Blizzard. Like, we're literally, it'll be like Storm Cup if you guys didn't see Storm Cup. But there's the fan area, and the area where everybody's playing. I hear there's a rumor of a new co-op commander, and maybe new maps and stuff like that. Maybe new skins. I don't know. It could be anything. But yeah, there'll be plenty of opportunity to meet people. I think I met, it was really cool, like, at, like, triple digit, I think in the 4 or 5 days that we were there, around 100 people came up and, like, said hi, got a picture, like, had me sign something, whatever it was. It was pretty legit. And of course there were plenty of people like, what are these nerds doing playing the video game like they are? Unlike us who have to sit at these normal chairs. So, do you see that lag? Do you guys see, is the probe like skipping? That's weird. I really need to play more co-op. Should we do some more tonight? The new mission? So I'm walling off because the simple version is a depths. Like, I really should at least have each commander maxed out. Like, I should get someone to boost my account. Alright, play co-op when I'm offline. So I don't have to grind. Because everybody knows it's not cool to get like when Carrick has his insta-build cannons and all that. Put it down here. I'm gonna go with the very safe build, which is Robo. He's not I could have just killed the pylon then. There was no need for all this dramas. Oh, he has an immortal. Oh yeah, he doesn't have a wall, I forgot. So that was me blocking my own Nexus. The reason I did that is because I blocked my own Nexus and I just had to kind of freestyle it from there. That was not... I don't think that's a good build. It just worked because he got too greedy coming down the ramp. So I would recommend not blocking your own Nexus. If he had just sat back a little and built like 2 Immortals. But he didn't, and now we're here. I know somebody was asking, like, do you want to play some Protoss? Well, there's some Protoss for you. There's my Protoss. I know the random gods. How about some more? Nope. We're back to Terran. You think you can make Masters tonight? Like, on this account? If I played long enough. I'm not going to play long enough to get Masters. Diamond is the largest league MMR-wise. It would take like 40 games, maybe 30. It's quite a grind. I'm not going to play that many more games tonight. I mean, I think I'll go with a 1-1-1 build. Barracks Factory Starport. You think you could lose to someone in the Diamond League? It's happened. It's happened. There's a non-zero chance. If I can steal a Protoss's gas. Even if they have the Expo, like, this slows down most builds. And now he's all distracted from this. And since he now no longer really has good tech options, I am gonna go with the 2-1-1.
Your subscription confirmed. Automatically relaying. Thanks.
Thank you for Roste. I do appreciate. It's like, oh my god, 100% or 98% win rate against Diamond players. What a god. I'm just super jaded. I'm like, yeah, of course I'm gonna win against Diamond. It's kind of a super dick move to just be playing against them in the first place. But I do appreciate the starry-eyed, like, oh my god. But this is how we get commentary done. My justification, not that it's necessary, is if there's is there one person in the chat inspired to play one game? Like, has my commentary helped you feel more confident to play one ranked game? Because if there's 2 people, we've already overturned it. Okay, so I think There you go. Now I need to figure out his tech to determine if I need any defenses. Robo. Oh. I should have walled off with that. But. So what I see from that, because remember I did delay his tech some as well, is that he's not going to have unit. Essentially, if I unload 2 medevacs of units, I know they're going to be effective. All I need to do is get there in a timely manner before he can have. He's not going to have a Colossus or a Disruptor, but it depends on where his stalkers are positioned and all that. Another important thing: I don't need turrets for like an Oracle or something. Nailed it.
You paint a picture in my mind. You wanna leave it all behind. In a world that's
And he might. I'm looking for observers near my base right now. I'm not seeing any. I'm gonna put a turret at the front. That's pretty much entirely just to stop observers. Now, what's very important is I don't stop producing behind this. If he saw this coming, I'm just going to have to turn around. Alright. So, what I noticed now you see now what he was doing. This is just your standard 2-1-1, but against a Zerg, I wouldn't mix in the Marauders. The Marauders are mixed in because I'm against Protoss. And Protoss is a little bit more dependent on armored units, which Marauders are very good against. But he's going for a third. He's going for Blink. He got a Robo first, but I noticed his gateways were late, and he's opening Robo, which means 2 medevacs of Stim Marines. Like, there's not going to be any splash damage. He's probably not going to have that many gateway units, and if I unload and I have Stim, I can just punch. Punch through, not punch. I don't, just lash out violently in every direction. But, I just wanted to use it. Thank you, Rex44. Thank you for joining us. I thought I would do something clever, but is this game dead? How long do we how many zeros do I add? 3 or 5? 69, 690, 6900. How many zeros do I add to the timeout? Because when you use more question marks than your message, it annoys me. I can only add like a maximum of 7. I'm thinking 2, maybe 3. 3 zeros? So 69. 1 0 per question mark? I can't do that many. That's more zeros than like time in the universe. So 69,000 seconds. Oh no, oh thank you, Valens, for answering the question. He says 4, so just for you 690,000 seconds. There you go. Thank you. Made it a lot easier. Ooh, solid ooh. Okay, wait. I need to... No. Why would I go to... I swear, they can tell where you're gonna click. The random gods say Zerg. No more Protoss for you guys.
Resubscription confirmed. Automatically relaying. Thanks.
Thank you, Incognito Mode 22. For that sub as well. Thank you for joining us. So ZVZ, my first Overlord, your Overlord, the pathing of the Overlords is different in each matchup when we get down to the details. But in ZVZ, my first objective is to find out whether he's going to make a bunch of Zerglings and try to kill me. Pretty important concern. My second objective is whether he's expanding to a third base. So my first Overlord is going to go check for a hatch first. There's a chance he sneaks Zerglings around or past my Ovies if he does a super early pull, but I'll be able to tell eventually by the time he's expanding on whether or not that's happening. I mean, if he goes for... Now, his second Overlord is at the same time as mine. I can see it out on the map. So I already know he didn't delay his first Overlord. The only reason you delay your first Overlord is for an early pull, and since his is at the same time as mine, he did not go for an early pull. As in like a 12 or 13. So I have that information. Now we're gonna go see, did he expand? Gonna make a queen. 2 sets of lings. See his creep, back off a little. Pull 1 off of gas. Second off of gas. Start speed. Set of lings coming out. His Ovies are coming, like, if he goes out too far. Okay, he pulled it back. Send a drone out for the third. Now, getting the third earlier rather than later, it might seem more vulnerable. It's actually less. Because there's more HP on it. It's less likely to die to, like, 6 lings, right? So, I'm going to rally these drones into the gas here as well. I have vision of whether he's sending anything out. Another Ovi. I'm going to put the 4th Ovi very close here. I'm just going to shift-click on the drones. If he has that many drones, I already know. And now we see the lings being built. I'm going up to 27, 28. I'm making lings now. Get the inject. I have 27 drones. 28, but now I'm making lings. Because I've got a third on the way, he does not. I mean, there's a chance he slipped by on this side. Get another Ovi. This one's going to go out here. Get that vision. These are essentially expeditionary Zerglings. This keeps him honest. Like, either he has to put up defenses, and at the end of the day, I have a third. So, you gotta be careful of Banes. Okay, well, that's all I need to know. He did go for speed. So what we're gonna do now is just drone up on 3 bases with map control. Whoops. He's made a huge mistake. I mean, you get the Roach one, +1, but what was going to be a pretty even game is now, well, GG. Yeah, you can't do that. Like, you can't not have the wall. Because he would have had a drone lead for a time. Like right here. This is when I get through the wall. I'm droning behind it. I had no intention of making more lanes. All right. So I wanna take some time. Do you ever get tired of winning all the? Does winning ever get boring for you? Well, I don't win all the time because I might win in StarCraft, but what I really want to win is your heart. And the easiest way to your heart is through your wallet, or your or metaphorical wallet. So let me take some time to talk to you about Twitch Prime. And you may not know this, but there are over 1 trillion Twitch Prime users in the world. Over 70% of which are subscribed to Ninja. It is my duty and my obligation. It is my duty and my obligation to distribute those more evenly. So if you subscribe with Twitch Prime today, then you can help me in my mission of world domination and also dank memes, possibly one and the same. So if you click, there's a box. Actually, is it blue now? The box is blue, right? It's a blue box. It says subscribe, and then there's a drop down. Imagine it drops down over here, and then it says with Twitch Prime. And there you go. You can subscribe. Thank you, Neko Giran, for subscribing with Twitch Prime. Much love in the chat. Can I get some W's? For now, this brush doesn't work very well. Wow. But thank you. The Twitch Prime, it's blue? Okay. And now for a limited time only,
resubscription confirmed.
I will get more money.
Automatically relaying thanks.
Operators are standing by. Check and money order only. Shipping and handling fees may apply. They probably don't.
Resubscription
but
confirmed.
They might.
Automatically relaying thanks.
Thank you, Juco0307 for the sub. Saveling Gaming as well for saving our gaming. Thank you for that. Glad you enjoy. Ah, shit.